I hope everyone is able to see the screen. Please show me thumbs up. No need to unmute. Okay. Now that day we have started with adverbs. Now when we talk about adverbs, what are adverbs? Adverbs are words that describe or tell us more about verbs. Isn't it? Now there is a sentence over there. An old woman walks slowly. Now over here, the adverb is what? Okay, now how many of you are having difficulty in hearing me? My voice is low or what? So please raise your hand instead of unmuting yourself. Let me see how many.
Now it is okay.
Fine, okay. So normally when I say an old woman walks slowly, so over here walk is a verb and slowly is trying to describe verb over here, trying to tell us something more about verb. Adverb answers following questions like about verb, like how, where, when, how often, or to what extent. Now Maya arrived late for the concert. Now again, arrived is again taken to be there as a verb. So when I'm saying arrived late for the concert, that means I am trying to tell you something more, like when did she arrive? Late. So arrived is a verb and I'm trying to come up with the word late so as to tell you more about the adverb. Now Tom's car runs well. Now how will I find like which is the verb in this particular sentence? How will I find the verb in a sentence? There will be a question which will be there in my mind. How? Tom's car runs well. How Tom's car runs? So you may say well. So when I say well, that means I am getting my answer. I'm getting adverb. Jim came early. When Jim came? Early. So your answer is what? Your answer is early. Ronald has gone outside. Where Ronald has gone? So you may say outside. So outside is again an adverb. He sometimes wakes up early. How often he wakes up? So you may say early. So again, early is adverb. I am completely satisfied. To what extent are you satisfied? So you may say completely. Okay. So these are few questions which need to be there in your mind. Now, how will you understand these questions when I'll be telling you about the types of adverb? When we'll be doing the types of adverb, in each type, you will come across these questions and you'll be able to understand that when are we supposed to ask these questions to ourselves? You're not going to ask to anyone. You're going to ask it to yourself to get the answer. Adverb modify adjectives. They are usually placed just before the adjective they modify. Yes, Neha?
I can't understand.
Okay, you just understand as of now this much, that adverb describes the verb. Okay, when I'll be doing all the types, then you'll be able to understand how these questions are being asked. That time you'll be understanding more better. Now see there, whenever we come up with, there are sometimes it do happen that we come up with ly at the end of many words. An elephant has an extremely heavy body. Now extremely, ly is there at the end of the word extreme. So when I say extremely, that means extremely is taken to be there as an adverb. Ly, always remember this is a rule. Like if the word is having ly at the end, if you are adding ly at the end of the word, that word will become adverb. See, extremely, really, quiet. If it's quietly, then also it's an adverb, but it is, if it's quiet, then also it's an adverb. The movie is quite interesting. So over here, it's quietly, it's something different. Over here, quiet means it is interesting. The movie is quite interesting. Over here, quiet doesn't mean, they do have a different spellings. Yeah. Now, this also I did last class with you all, that adverbs can be placed anywhere in a sentence. It is not compulsory that adverb is only going to be there in the middle of the sentence. It can be anywhere. It can be in the beginning, it can be in the middle, it can be at the end. Anywhere. It's not only slowly is the only word which can be there, will be used. No, there is nothing as such. There are many adverbs. Like in this sentence, you see extremely, really are being used in the middle of the sentence. But in the very first sentence, see, Tom's car runs well. So well is adverb. So see, it is being used at the end of the sentence. Isn't it? Now, many adverbs are formed by adding ly to the adjective. Now, sad is an adjective word. Now, when I say adjective, what is adjective? Adjectives are said to be describing words. Now, with adjective, I'm adding ly. Sad along with ly becomes sadly. Careful along with ly becomes carefully. Clever along with ly becomes cleverly. Okay, so sadly, carefully, cleverly, all these words, see, ly is there at the end. So these words are going to be adverbs. Anyone have any question? Please ask if you have any question. Shivan, the fourth sentence is in the fourth sentence. Sometime is how often. Okay, Shivan, you're asking me this or you are telling me what?
Ma'am, you were saying that in the fourth sentence, early is the adverb.
Yeah.
How often it is asked, ma'am? It's sometimes, right?
He sometimes wakes up early. How often he wakes up? Yeah, sometimes. Sorry. Sometimes. I skipped that one. How often he wakes up? He wakes up. Sometimes he wakes up early. Yeah. So when we come up with these type of questions, there are answers in the sentence itself. Okay, thank you, Shivan. Now, kinds of adverbs. Now, yes, Navya?
Can you show previous slide?
A bit loud, please.
Can you share the previous slide? Not this one. For this. Yes, not this one. Ma'am, in first one, in the first sentence, Tom's car runs well. How does an adverb?
Okay, right now just skip this part. First I tell you kinds of adverb, then I will go back again to that slide. Okay.
Okay.
Now see the first kind of adverb. The first kind of adverb is adverb of manner. Now when I say adverb of manner, adverbs show how or in what manner action takes place. He swims well. Now over here, when I say Navya, when I say swims, swims is what? It's verb.
Yes.
Yes. So when I was talking about adverb, when I was talking about the definition of adverb, what I was saying that adverbs try to tell us more about verb.
Yes.
So when I say he swims well, so which word is trying to describe the verb over here?
Well.
Well. So well is taken to be there as an adverb because it's trying to describe verb over here. Clear?
Yes.
So now same thing is here. Tom's car runs well. Now runs is again a verb and
Yes.
well is trying to tell us more about that verb. It's clear now, Navya?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when we talk about these type of sentences, he swims well. Okay, please don't eat during the class. Whatever eating you want to do it before or after the class, please. I can see some of you are eating, so don't do that. Now, he swims well. Now, there need to be a question. How he swims. So what will be the answer to this, Shriyan? When I say how he swims, so what will be your answer?
Well.
Well. So see, well is adverb of manner. He ran quickly. Now, let me see. Here, Leelakant, he ran quickly. How he ran? Quickly. So quickly is an adverb. She spoke softly. Pranshu, how she spoke?
Softly.
Softly. So softly is adverb of manner. That is, it's an adverb. But which kind of adverb it is? It is adverb of manner. Why? Because when I'm asking this question, how, I am getting my answer. Okay? So always remember, all the kinds have a question. But that question should be there in your mind. It is not written anywhere. Now the next is adverb of place. These adverbs show where actions or situations takes place. For example, near, away, down, here, backward. Now John looked around, but he couldn't see the monkey. Now again, when I'm saying around is trying to tell us something about place. Now, when I'm saying place, that means where. Where John looked. So you may say around. So see, I'm getting my answer when I'm coming up with a question where. I searched everywhere I could think of. Now again, this is adverb of place because everywhere is again indication of place. And when we ask question where to ourselves, we will get an answer everywhere. Adverb of time. These adverbs shows when actions or situations takes place. Now time, always remember one thing, whenever we talk about time, there is a question when. When this happened? When was he supposed to go over there? Yeah. So when is the question which is there in our mind when we are talking about adverb of time. Samantha came here yesterday. When Samantha came here, so you may say yesterday. When did she came? She stayed for a while, then left. She came at around 9:30 a.m. Now, these are the words like before, soon, now, then, after, late. These are few examples. You need to read the sentence and you need to understand that which word is what kind of adverb it is. Now, adverb of frequency. Now, when I talk about adverb of frequency, it tells us how often the action takes place. Like twice, once, frequently, never, often, again. So these words are also taken to be there under the adverb of frequency. Most companies pay tax yearly. So again, there will be a question, how often they pay tax? So you may say yearly. So you're getting an answer yearly. We usually go shopping on Saturday. How often you go shopping on Saturdays? So you may say usually. We have often done that. So see, often word is already there. So there is no confusion. There is no second thought to it that whether what kind of adverb it's going to be. So often will be taken to be there as an adverb of frequency, because when we are asking how often as a question, and if in a sentence we get this word often, so it's obvious that it's going to be adverb of frequency. She's always late. How often is she late? So you may say always. So when we are getting these type of answers to the question, now if I say how, when, where as a question, if I try to use how, I'm not saying how often right now. I'm saying if I try to use question like how, when, where to these type of sentences, I will not get answer. Now if I say how most company pay taxes, So is this the correct question for this particular sentence? It's not. So it's obvious when the question is not going with the sentence itself, I'm not going to get the answer. So please remember, like all the adverbs are very easy. You just need to keep these questions in your mind. Once you are aware of these questions, you will be able to find the adverb. Okay. Now, adverb of degree. Now, when we talk about adverb of degree, that means to what extent this action happened. So the question which need to be there in our mind is to what extent. Is your coffee hot enough? To what extent is your coffee hot? So you may say enough. Okay. This coffee is too hot. He works too hard. The house is very expensive. Now, beta, if I am going to ask how often as a question, when I'm talking about these sentences, I will not get answer. So my question should be, to what extent this coffee was hot? So you may say too, it was too hot. Over here, I have highlighted hot over here, but you will not take hot as an adverb. Okay, I'm just highlighting these words, few words, so that it's easy for you all to understand. Now, when I'm saying he works too hard, to what extent does he work hard? So you may say he works too hard. Too. See, I'm asking question. In my question, the word hard is already there. So when you are coming up with an answer, you may say he works too hard. So obviously he works is already there in a question which I'm trying to ask myself. The word hard is already there. The only word which is not there is TOO2. So TOO2 will be taken to be there as an adverb of degree. The house is very expensive. To what extent is this house expensive? So you may say very. So see, please remember questions. Now, if you, how many of you want me to tell you all the questions related to all the kinds of frequency? Just raise your hand. Better use that raise hand feature, because at a time I won't be able to see all of you. I need to drag up and down, then only I'll be able to see you. Use that raise hand feature. Others are very much clear with it. Veer, you are there. You were logging in, logging out. Too much of network issue. Veer. Okay. Now quickly, I am just telling you all the words, all the questions. Just write the kind, write like this, kinds of adverb. Only write whatever I am saying. Write kinds of adverb. Quickly write, quickly. I won't be waiting much. Kinds of adverb. Number 1, adverbs of manner. See the question, spelling is there. Adverbs of manner. Okay. Now, after writing adverbs of manner, in that line only, within the bracket, write how. H-O-W, how, and give a question mark. After writing adverbs of manner, within the bracket, write how and give a question mark over there. Number 2, adverb of place. Within the bracket, write where. Please don't say anything in between. If you are not able to note it down, just be quiet, leave a space. Now, adverb of place, within the bracket, write where, question mark. Number 3, adverb of time. Number 3, adverb of time. Within the bracket, write when and give a question mark.
What, ma'am? Repeat again.
Adverb of time. Within the bracket, write when and give a question mark. Next, number 4, adverb of frequency.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have not written the third one.
Write adverb of time. One year, write adverb of time.
Adverb of time.
Within the bracket, write when
Yes, ma'am.
and give a question mark.
Okay, ma'am.
Number 4, adverb of frequency. See the spelling of frequency is there. Adverb of frequency. Within the bracket, write how often. How often, O-F-T-E-N. How often, give a question mark.
Ma'am, didn't understood the adverb of frequency.
Okay, first you write it down, then I'll tell you. How often, give a question mark. Done. Number 5, adverb of degree. Adverb of degree. Within the bracket, write to what extent. To what extent. And again, give a question mark. So all the questions which I gave you all need to be there within the bracket, okay? Why? Because these you need to learn, you need to remember, you need to keep it in your mind while you are attempting different kinds of adverb, different sentences are there. Now what I want you all to do, not now, later on after the class, all of you must be having adverb as a chapter or maybe as a lesson in your English. Or if you don't have, do one thing. You will have, you all know the worksheets and all, which in Olympiad website, you all are having the worksheets. Try to do those worksheets. If still you want to do something more, in your net, just open adverb class 3 or class 4 in whichever class you all are. Type it over there. The worksheet will open and then you can do the worksheet. Then see whether you are able to answer these questions or not. Okay? Yeah. It was Veer. Veer, you said you're not able to understand?
No, ma'am, Char. Yes, ma'am, I said, ma'am.
Okay. And Charvi?
Ma'am, I was saying in number 5, what we have to write in the bracket?
Number 5, see over here, this one. To what extent? This will be there as a question. To what extent, and the question mark will be there. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Veer, you want me to explain you number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when we talk about adverb of frequency, it tells us how often the action has taken place. Now, whether this action has taken place twice, whether you all are able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why it's, yeah. So whether this action has happened once, whether this action happened twice, thrice, never, frequently, once, again, what? So when I say most companies pay taxes yearly, most companies pay taxes yearly. So how often most company pay taxes? So what should be the answer to this, Veer?
Yearly, ma'am.
Yearly. We usually go shopping on Saturdays. How often you go shopping on Saturdays?
Usually.
Usually. So when we come up with a question, how often something has happened, how often the action has taken place, and when we are getting an answer to that question, that particular word will be taken to be there as an adverb of frequency.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.